Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 84 of Trials and Trebuchets. I am your Dungeon Master, Luke, and joining me are my players whose names are as follows.
Hello, my name is Ben, and I will be playing the level 6 Gnome Wizard, Windsor Wallaby.
Nice.
Oh, no cat. Yeah.
Nice. Hello, all. It's me, Carla, and I play the level 6 Tiefling Rogue, Integrity, Adelberry. And it's just me. Absolutely no one else. Just me. No one's following me. Psst, hide behind me. Don't talk.
What?
Jesus Christ. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Mira Marchand, the level 6 half-elf bard. Time to meet up with our friends and once again prove that lockdown order is really more of a polite suggestion.
Interesting.
Please
And
obey your country's lockdown
Please do.
protocols.
Oh my god.
Don't be a selfish
please
asshole.
do. And report.
Disclaimer.
Don't be an asshole.
Disclaimer,
Report.
Sarah Z does not speak for Trials and Trebuchets.
No.
Disclaimer, Sarah is banned.
No! Stay inside!
No.
Cancel Sarah Z.
We're back.
No, don't do that.
And my name is Sam, and I play the level 6 human sorceress Serenep Cinderman, here to set up for a group meeting, one that honestly should have happened a while ago.
Hell yeah, it should have. And last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the students, specifically Winsler, Serenep, and Philip, discovered Alina and Angelica reading some pebbles in a secret, spooky room in the necromancy department.
Weirdos.
They, despite being invisible, were very quickly included in their very own pebble message, telling them, as well as Alina, to meet he in the kitchen pantry in 2 days' time. They then freed Artis from his temporary captivity in a supply cupboard before returning to the dormitories to find Mira and Delnas having a very pleasant and morally upstanding sleepover, and Integrity and Teb sneaking about. And now it is the next day. You all...
Good morning.
Some birds start tweeting outside the window. You start singing and get ready.
Oh, that's my cue to sing!
In the room of one Winsler Wallaby and Kurt Orlane, there is a couple of things going on in here that must be addressed in order for everyone to get a proper assessment of this situation. The first and foremost is Kurt is asleep-ish in his chair, as you saw him when you came in, Winsler. Winsler, you are asleep in your bed.
I sleep.
Where did you put the tear?
I am currently holding onto it with as if my life depends on it.
Okay.
As it does.
Integrity, Idleberry, you're also here. Where did you sleep?
I am sprawled out. Well, you said that Kurt's bed is never used, but is it stinky?
No, it's not used. It's not stinky per se, but it is covered in like letters and scrolls that have not been opened. Things that seem to have been addressed to Kurt that he seems to have just ignored. There are like discarded assignments and papers here on the thing that are marked much higher than you've ever seen any of your own assignments marked Integrity. And there's just a bunch of like little brass door handles that are like door handles that seem to have used to have brass, or like other little things that used to have other metals that have been stripped of these things, or stripped of gemstones and all of this stuff. It's just essentially like a dumping ground for junk.
So there's no room for laying down.
You could have moved it last night and laid down, yeah.
Well, I think
Push it
I'll
off
just
like a cat.
I think
Yeah.
I'll just like sleep on the like where the pillow is, because I pushed the stuff down. But then at this point, my legs are on the bed, but my head is on the ground because and I'm just snoring my life out.
All right. Sure. So Integrity is snoring her life out. And in the bathroom is one such individual named Teb. Tebethy, some might call him. What? Now, all right. Now, this might be a bit of a weird question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do anything to keep him in there?
I mean, do the bathroom doors have locks on them? I would imagine they do.
The bathroom doors lock from the inside,
Okay.
but not from the outside.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
Now that I think about it.
Because it's such a late night. We're not going to be like, we just
I
want to
mean,
sleep.
All I
He's
did
not a
was tell him
prisoner.
you stay in.
Okay. And of course, in the middle of this room, taking up most of the space of the like movable space, is just a very large table that has the frame of a like 99% finished golem. Winsler Wallaby, you are shaken awake from your peaceful sleep.
Ah,
You're still-
I didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
You see Kurt he's holding you by both of your shoulders. He has this like, he looks very tired. Like he has these huge purplish black rings under his eyes. And he's just looking at you and he's gonna say, "Is that it? Is this it? Are we ready?" Kurt. Wait, I'm Kurt Winsler.
Are you okay, Kurt? Have you gotten any sleep?
We're all Kurt
I was.
now.
I got 2 hours.
When did
And then I
when did you last
and then I-
sleep? Before then.
Winsler will figure stuff like that out at a like.
All right,
it's not
all right, all
important.
right.
Winsler,
Yes, this is it.
and he shakes you, and your little bed like creaks because he's just shaking you in your bed. Integrity, you're lying on the floor like right next to this. You can probably wake up if you so desire.
Oh, shut up. And I'm going to throw a pillow at them.
Okay.
That tracks.
Winsler, are you gonna get out of bed?
Yes.
You're gonna do this. All right. Kurt will begin the final of final preparations. He's been waiting on this for like a fucking week and a half now, Winsler, for you to finish this stuff, right? Like ever since you guys got the tier, he's been waiting on you. And so he pulls out his jar of refined newt liver oil.
Ew.
It's labeled as such on the side, and begins to wipe down like the head divot area where the tier
Gotta
will
grease
slot
it up.
perfectly into. And then once he's applied a liberal amount of this liver oil, he will turn to you, Winsler, and with a very, for lack of a better word, crazed look in his eye, he will say, "I do the honors, please, please."
I'm gonna like kind of keep a fair distance between me and him because he looks like he looks like a rabid dog or something. So I'm just gonna like carefully.
He looks exceptionally disheveled. His clothes are very they do not smell nice. And his hair is very unkempt, to put it nicely.
This poor man.
So you walk over, Winsler, and begin to do what?
I wish
what do you wanna
I
do?
wish to put this tier in the slot that it was designed for.
Okay. So, if you recall, Ben, it is shaped egg-like. It is an egg-shaped tier.
It is egg.
It's an E.
Is
May I offer you an egg in this trying time?
the most important you're going to answer this, the most important question I've ever asked in this entire podcast. Which side of the egg goes down as the base of the head, and which is the top part of the
The
head?
fat of the head is the base of the head.
Okay. All right. Winsler, you place this tier of an angel polished in the depths of the school, resulting in the loss of Toll's life.
Please don't remind me.
This tier that you've spent so much effort trying to get, that you broke into the plane of Isithel just to bargain for, that you now have to do an errand for Celti for. You place it on the body of this golem. And as it approaches, you see sparks begin to like arc out between the tier and the actual body itself. It seems like they're like causing steam to rise where they meet that refined newt liver oil. And it's like this purple, very, very bright smoke. And it's almost like a magnet. It gets sucked out of your hand and just smashes into the base of the like where the neck is greased up. and just gets stuck there. And you just see these arcs, like these little sparks start shooting out of the entire, like, you know when you're in the shower and like you do that, like the water runs down your body and it like falls off at certain points and like you can like move your fingers and the water will, yeah, that thing. It's like that, where it's just like shooting off at like all of the joints and like anywhere where the body of this golem dips. There's just these like little sparks shooting out, and they're like different colors of red and purple. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, in fact.
Uh-oh. All right, I'm fine. I got 19. At least I hope I'm fine.
Yeah, you're fine. A couple of really large sparks shoot out very quickly. One of them hits like the wall where like there's a calendar that your mom gave you, and it just like lights on fire.
Oh shit, another fire.
Another one.
How am I gonna know what day it is now?
Another one just breaks a window. Like it's like a 4-panel window, and like this just arc shoots out, and it doesn't even you don't even register that the window is broken. The window is just no longer there.
Jesus Christ.
And instead there's this purple smoke. Integrity, you get shocked in like one of your horns.
Oh no.
Left or right. You get shocked in your left horn, and you just feel it like it immediately wakes you up. Take 5 damage, please. And you just feel it go through your body, like, you know when you bang your funny bone and it just like sends a shock through your body and you just tingle and you feel horrible?
Oh.
It's like that, and it goes from horn all the way to your toes.
Oh.
What the heck? I don't get this when I sleep in my room.
And then it all stops, and the golem sits up, Winsler. And it's not like
and it goes, "Father."
It's not a slow, dramatic sit up. It's a very rapid sit up of someone, like as if someone just like woke up and didn't know where they were and they're freaking out, right? Like Integrity just did. And it will turn to you and Kurt, who are standing on one side of the table, and it will say, "Who am I? What am I doing here?" What do you say?
It's alive! It's alive!
Kurt, as a note, Winsler, is like jaw on the floor. There's tears in his eyes. They're like, he's like wiping, like ugly crying almost.
Ew.
And he's just like reaching out to grab your shoulder. He's like, Winsler. So this golem addresses you. You say it's alive, of course. It will continue unmoving and will say once more, "Who am I?"
You are.
Who are you?
My name is Winsler, and this here is my friend Kurt, and that over there is my friend Integrity.
That's me.
Kurt will put a hand out and say, "It's a pleasure to meet you."
Me and Kurt constructed you, and I want to call you Yog. Because I've had that name in my mind for literally forever.
Ben, is it just Y-O-G?
Y-O-G.
Yog will contemplate this for what seems like a couple seconds before standing up in front of you. How tall is this golem? Do you remember how big you guys were making it?
He was supposed to be like around like average human size.
Yeah, I remember it wasn't supposed to be like the same size as Ari or Toll, who were like 10 and 9
He's like bootleg.
Yeah. Okay, it'll stand up. It's slightly taller than Kurt. You have one Serenep-sized golem. And
average sized. Average size.
Okay, so maybe it's the same. It's kind of much the same height as It's kind of like the same height as Kurt at that point then.
Okay.
And it will say, "I am Yog. You are my creators."
Yes.
What task have you of me? What task have need of what task?
It looks like we need new technology.
Oh no, they're skipping.
Maybe he needs a little bit of a tweaking still.
What task have you need of me to complete?
Who installed the dictionary?
Well,
Grammar school apparently.
We never really created you with a specific task in mind, but I guess in this case,
Oh.
you're my friend, and maybe you could just hang out with us for a while, and maybe we'll figure it out. But also, I'm gonna ruffle through my spell book, and I'm going to rip out the page where I had the fabled yogurt recipe.
And I'm Farival gave, or you transcribed from Farival, yes?
Yeah, and I'm going to hand it to Yogg.
Like the full book, or just the recipe?
Ripped recipe.
Okay. It grabs this. What pronouns does Yogg use?
That's a good question.
Are we gonna use they them, or like a he him, or anything else?
Maybe Yogg's a girl.
Maybe Yogg's a girl.
I would say probably. I would say probably they them, maybe
they them. Okay.
Yeah.
In line with the other golems.
Yeah.
Okay. Yogg will grab this sheet gently so as not to crumple it, and will say, "A gift from the creators," and it will it seems to be read it, and will say, "Yogurt, it shall be done." And it will stand up and just make its way to the door and like pull the door open very quickly, breaking, I might add, the lock that is in the door.
Oh god!
And it will leave.
Good thing they have multiple doorknobs, like in the room.
It will leave to go get yogurt for you. Make yogurt for you.
Yogurt is the friendship name between Yogg and Kurt.
Oh my god, it's the link. I'm sure they'll be fine, right?
Kurt will look at you with so much. You can see now how greasy and grimy his face is, while the tears like cut streams through it, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so happy, Winsler." And he will just drop to his knees and hug you very tightly.
I mean, I'm gonna try and hug him, but the fact that he's kind of gross right now.
Yeah, he's very sour smelling.
Oh.
After he's done
Stinky.
hugging you very tightly, he will push back and will say, "Do you want to try to close your door or something, or are you just gonna let it hang open?"
I guess we'll just leave it there. It's probably fine.
Okay.
I mean, the window's also broken. The calendar's still
Correct.
on fire. I'm gonna try and put that out, by the way.
We need an easy way out, I guess.
It goes out easily. It's just making this purple little smoke. And Kurt will stand up and will say, all right. Winsler, I'm going to go get everything in order. I'm going to actually sleep now that it's all done. It's all over with. I'll go to sleep. We'll wake up. We'll have some frozen yogurt. Life will be great, right?
Yeah, you're gonna really need that sleep, buddy.
And he will make his way, first and foremost, to the bathroom.
Uh-oh.
No, don't open.
And we'll
Wait, Kurt.
I forgot to flush. I forgot to flush last night. And I'm gonna run to the door. Please.
Okay. You catch him just before he opens it. You like slam into it and close the door. He looks at you.
Whoa, rude.
And is gonna say, "Why are you here even?" What? Winsler, why is she here?
Sleepover.
Integrity, why are you
did
here?
Flush our toilet?
Well, you see, I forgot my keys and
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sylvia could not open it. She was already asleep. I didn't want to bother her because, like she wakes up super early to pray. So I was like, Winsler, can you please let me sleep in your room? Because I don't want to sleep outside, especially with what's happening right now. So thank you very much for allowing me to sleep on your bed, Kurt.
Yeah, I completely forgot
Make
about
a
that.
Deception check.
So, let me just
Make a deception check.
Oh,
I mean,
didn't hear that, sorry.
You were also asleep, so we couldn't technically ask you, but I'm sure you probably would have said okay.
That was a 6.
Oh,
He
no.
will look at you, Integrity, and will say, "Sure," and will walk past you. Winslow, he'll give you a very quick look with his sleepy, droopy, teary eyes before pushing a pile of letters off of his bed and just like crashing. The people, by the way, who live below you guys must fucking hate you because he pushes
Probably.
a pile of metal off of
And
the
the
bed
people who live
and then
next
just
to us.
collapses. Everyone in this building hates
But
you.
aren't the floors and the
It's-
wall made of stone? So why would
Yeah.
the people hear it if it's stone?
Anyways,
Don't
and
ignore
he
the
will
question,
crash
Luke.
into his bed. All right, Winsler and Integrity. you hear thrashing coming from inside of the bathroom.
I'm gonna just to check to make sure that Kurt looks like he's about.
He is immediately unconscious.
All right.
yes.
I suggest we probably get Tab out of the bathroom and away from here.
Oh, definitely. Do
I'm
you
a-
think
I'm
it's
a
safe
little-
to go in there?
I'm a little concerned because we left him in there all night. I don't know what he's done in there.
Yeah.
And frankly, I don't want to know.
Well, there's only one way to know, even though you don't want to know, but we have to know. So I'm going to open the door.
Okay.
I'm scared.
You see piles of shredded cloth from what once was towels, now is little fragments of cloth.
Oh, it's like when a
Similar to
dog
how-
gets in somewhere and just rips everything. Oh,
Yes.
no.
Correct.
Oh my gosh.
You see the large, very heavy wash basin that was in the center of the room overturned and like with a large crack
Holy
in
shit.
it. And you see in the corner, like fumbling around and like trying to grab at the like looser stones in the floor, a scaly, sunburnt Teb who looks.
I imagine his head
At
getting
you.
stuck under a towel and he can't get it off.
I can't see.
He absolutely has like scraps of towel like stuck to his back and stuck to his like legs and stuff, and he'll look at you, and it's like a wild animal is looking at
God.
you. What do you do very quickly before anything else happens? I'll give you that much.
Teb, are you okay? You look burnt.
He will. Well, integrity. He's looked sunburnt and stuff this entire time.
You look like a crisp
Integrity?
fish.
Oh, never mind then.
He looks like a crisp fish. Integrity. He will yell at the top of his tiny lungs, "Hard one!" before sprinting at you and just like grabbing onto you.
Oh, I feel
I'm going to
fear.
shake him off.
Okay. Okay. So he grabs onto like you're just wearing pajamas still.
Yes.
Okay, he grabs onto your pajamas and like you try to like shake him off, and he just like ends up ripping with his very sharp claws pieces of your pajamas off.
Jesus Christ.
Stop it. That's silk.
I am going to
You?
cast a spell.
Oh, in this podcast?
Yeah.
Wait,
I'm
this
gonna-
is a magic
What are you gonna cast?
podcast?
We play D&D.
What are you gonna cast?
shit.
I'm
What are
going to
you
cast
casting?
Reduce on Teb.
Oh, what kind of saving throw must I make?
I'm going to at least try to. He needs to make a con save.
How is a 5?
A 5. That's a fail. So now he...
It is a fail. It's a 2 + 3 is a fail.
Yeah. So now he is halved in all directions.
He's a very tiny. He looks like a small little bearded dragon, except angry and not a bearded dragon with one eye.
So
It's
like a bearded
magical creature.
dragon.
Like a bearded dragon, but not. The specifics are different.
And I'm going to just quickly grab him.
Okay, you grab him, and an even more high-pitched voice yells, and he reaches out for integrity.
Integrity, you got any rope?
You're really gonna ask me that question, and I'm going to take out. Do you want this white one, or do you want this brown one? Do you want? It's a little dirty.
Any rope is fine.
She even has
Okay, let's
magic
go
rope.
with this. Let's go with this brown dirty one. There's lots of oil in here, and then I'm going to.
Still?
Well, do you really think that Integrity goes out of her way to clean her rope?
I thought she cared about them. So, do you just gonna tie this little guy?
Yeah,
up?
we're gonna tie this little tiny angry
Yes,
animal
but in the
up.
hand, not in the neck. That's too much.
What?
Wait. Winsler, do you want me to wrap him up so that he doesn't move, or do you want me to wrap him up just so that we can get control of him?
Yes.
Which one? The first part or the second part?
Both would be good.
Okay, so I'm going to wrap around just the top of his body, and like
Okay.
his left arm is connected to his arm, and then and then eventually I will tie his hand so that his legs are allowed to walk, but his arms cannot strangle me.
Okay. You do such a thing, and the entire time he seems to be making like tiny little. We had deal, net first stone. We had deal.
I know. I'm so
Um,
sorry. It's still very early in the morning. There's a lot of things can happen during the day.
You also see discarded in the corner, maybe actually sticking up out of a toilet, the net, with even more holes cut into the like net part of the little bug nets.
I'm gonna love explaining the situation of our this whole state of our room to whoever cleans this place.
I'll just
Yeah,
take
who
the
will
net
clean
and
it?
put it in my put it in my arm.
All you gotta do is convince him
Okay.
that it's just your new pet lizard.
I think we should probably go and meet up with the rest of the gang with crazy fish in tow.
Well, yeah. Imagine explaining this, huh?
Huh.
And we find ourselves now in the room of
Where it happens?
one Serenap
Oh, shit.
Cinderman.
Oh, hello.
You have many guests who have arrived. It's like that scene at the beginning of The Hobbit when all the dwarves are showing up. Except it's
Except
Mira.
I invited these people actually
Yes,
into my
except it's-
room, and I am prepared with snacks and drinks.
It's Mira and Delnus, and then like Philip. Well, probably Philip first shows up, and then like Mira and Delnus, and then who are still wearing. Or I have a question, Mira.
Yeah.
Is Delnus just gonna be wearing the same shit she was wearing yesterday?
Well, I'm gonna offer her clothes, obviously. It's my wardrobe. She doesn't have to take them. But she's wearing PJs, and I imagine, she's rich. She probably doesn't want to just, walk around in PJs everywhere.
I'm gonna roll D100 for this. Very important stuff.
Okay.
She's gonna stick with the PJs, unfortunately.
Unless your PJs is made of gold.
I believe
PJs
that.
are not, in fact, made of
shit.
gold.
That is her prerogative, as long as she knows she has the option.
Damn, gold woven silk.
So Delnus and Mira show up, Angelica and Alina show up, and the only other people who need to show up, I guess, are Artis and Winsler and Integrity with a small little... I mean, he's not that small, but he's much smaller.
He's kind of tiny.
He's baby.
Yeah. He's
Baby Teb.
Bearded dragon.
Aww.
He's bearded dragon.
Wow, cool new pet. Looks oddly suspicious, though.
Artist is
So,
like,
in
this looks familiar.
Well, to be fair, he's probably not little anymore. It was just little so we could get him tied up.
How... Well, if he's little... Well, like, if you let him grow big, he'll break the ropes, Ben.
I'm sure some of Integrity's ropes are stretchy.
That's why the oil's on there. It helps them stretch.
It's a lubricant, yeah.
Okay, let's just say, for the fun of it, that everyone except Artis is here already in Serenup's room. Serenup, if I recall correctly, so you have your bed and like your closet and stuff. Then you have a table. You have a bunch of pillows, or is there an actual beanbag chair? I do forget.
When they first came over, I makeshift a beanbag chair for Windsor because he wanted to sit in one.
Okay.
I think at some point I would have thought, as a hostess and also knowing that they're probably going to come to my room again at some point, I probably bought a couple of beanbag chairs.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
It's HQ.
It's
It's
HQ.
a thing you can buy.
It's the
all right.
HQ away from HQ.
Everyone arrives.
It's like it's the
It's
unofficial
the HQ summer home.
Serenup, in fact, when you wake up in the morning, your cabinet is just like opened slightly, and little croissants are just popping out every couple of seconds, like out of the top of this jar of goo you have. The lid is closed on the goo. The goo is very clean. It's slightly bubbly and a lovely shade of purple, but out like probably 2 inches above the jar, every like 3 seconds, you hear a tiny pop, and a small croissant falls to the ground.
I think very quickly I'm gonna grab a platter and I'm gonna start like catching them, and I'm gonna as I talk to the slime, and I'm gonna apologize for not getting it back to the kitchen sooner, and explaining that in a couple of days we have to go to the kitchen
Okay.
per something else, and I would be happy to bring them back to the kitchen then. And I'm sorry it's taken so long to get them there.
The croissants continue to cascade.
Pew, pew, pew.
So by the time everyone shows up,
got
there's-
breakfast.
There is probably like 7 platters, like large silver
Oh,
platters that are
shit.
just stacked a couple inches high with croissants, like little tiny, like little ones, you know. and you
They're
can
baby
all make
croissants, it's
yourselves
fine.
very
Question.
comfortable. Yes, Winsler Wallaby.
Sereneth, would you have an extra chair?
What kind of chair are you looking for, friend?
One that's sturdy.
Are you gonna tie him to
Oh
a
yeah,
chair?
100%. I have like stools. I just brought the pillows. I had pillows to make them comfortable, but then I turned them into the other thing. So
Mhm.
yeah, there are like stools and stuff.
I mean, that'll work.
You don't have to sit in a beanbag chair.
We're gonna-
That's not all I have.
We're gonna tie.
You're
We're
gonna
gonna
tie
tie
Teb to a
Teb
stool?
to the stool.
Oh my lord.
We don't want
Okay.
him like attacking everybody.
Yeah, that will
You'll
be
be
a
sitting there.
liability.
But Teb's our friend.
Okay, here. This is what happens. All of
I
you
don't
are
really know
already
Ted
there.
that well, so
All of you are already there. And then a knock at the door, and in comes Winsler Wallaby. or,
Okay.
sorry, Integrity Idleberry, Winsler Wallaby, and Teb. You all see Teb. Serenep, this is the first time you've
I don't
seen
know.
such a creature.
yeah,
Who the fuck
exactly.
is that? She's
I'm
so-
like, oh,
Lizard-looking motherfucker with a single eye. He looks like a burnt fish, like with scales falling off and a couple little spikes on his back. And he has this very goofy, like not a smile, but opened mouth with teeth visible look on his face.
Aw.
I'm going to look at Winsler and I'm going to say, does this have something to do with the events in the basement yesterday?
Kind
Teb! Oh my gosh, how did you find him, Teb?
it
Are
kind
you
of
okay?
does.
How was your trip?
Do you want to? I'm going to hold out one of the platters. Do you want breakfast?
I mean, he probably would appreciate some breakfast.
I'm gonna hold out a croissant.
He will take a tentative, hesitating bite of it before.
I guess I'm just gonna hold it until he finishes eating it.
Okay.
Because he's not like biting
Teb
into
is
it to
so
take it away.
baby.
So I'm just gonna like hold it out,
Is he
and I'm gonna
okay?
like keep quietly handing them over until he tells me.
So you're
he's
saying
full.
that everyone is here,
Uh,
like Angelica and
Yes.
Okay.
They
Well-
are here.
hello.
Angelica looks scared,
Well-
quite honestly. Alina, let's go through this range of emotions.
Okay.
Philip is, this is a very important fact. Philip looks kind of sick, right? Like I think he would have expressed that to you, Sereneth, when he showed up of like, oh, my stomach hurts. My eyes are really
I would have made him
itchy.
some tea.
Yeah, he's drinking a nice cup of tea. He's trying to recover. It seems like he has like a head cold or something. And he seems just like more distracted with that than with, I guess, like, you know, you've seen one wacky thing in the school. You've seen them all. Angelica and Alina, on the other hand, seem to be very much more scared, disturbed, potentially. They definitely scoot their seats further away when Teb enters the room.
Yeah.
And depending on where he goes, they would move further away from there. Alina's probably just like staring at him, and like you can see her cup where she's holding something that she's drinking, probably tea if Sereneth made it, and her hands are just trembling. Yes.
I think I'm putting on a cool face, but I'm very, very confused. Of like,
Yes.
okay, they're bringing in more strange things I don't understand into my room. What?
Well,
It-
hello
what
everyone.
happened?
Meet Teb. This is our friend. Mira Winsler and I met Teb early on in the school year, and he's a friend. He's very nice. He's just looking for something, and we're
Angelica.
helping him out.
I am shaking my head
Angelica
no.
will say. Angelica will say, if he's your friend,
Okay.
why is he tied up, Integrity?
Yeah, I'd like to know that too. What happened?
Well, he's a little different from when we first met him. He's very aggressive right
Oh.
now.
Is this because he was
So he
too far
was your
from?
friend?
Is this because he was too far from the you know what?
I
And
mean,
I'm going
that's-
to whisper to
Snacks.
Mira.
His favorite snacks. Is this because he was too far from his favorite snacks?
Man, those goldfish crackers really took it out of him, huh?
when they took away the goldfish crackers, they took away my smile.
They no longer smiled back.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
I cast message, point to Serenep, and say, he had the orb originally. We met him in the hatch.
I'm gonna look to the three of them and I'm gonna be like, so, just to make sure I understand, he's your friend, but he came back different and now he's very aggressive. So why is he here? I mean, I understand why he can't be other places, but like,
we figured
Why
it would be
you bring
important
me?
to bring Tebethy to the meeting because of the events that transpired last night.
Does Artist know?
No.
No, we haven't seen artists yet.
And you hear a knock at the door.
I'm gonna go to the door and
You
open the
it
door.
to find one very tired-looking artist.
Oh
art.
dear Lord.
Hi, I want
I'm
art
gonna
of this,
hold up.
please.
Honestly.
I want to hold up the platter of croissants and be like, "Would you like some breakfast?"
He will look at the croissants. He will then say, he will look very confused why you have so many of them, first and foremost. He will
I
then-
bake when I'm nervous. It's a thing, okay?
He will take them from you. I want to make a note, Serenup. You still hear the popping coming from in the cabinet, and that's going to be a whole situation you have to deal with later.
It's a 3D printer, but
Yeah.
for croissants.
It's like that scene in I Love Lucy with the assembly line.
Well, I'm gonna bring it up during the meeting. It's just not. Yeah, we're dealing with other things.
Artist will take a croissant. He will enter the room. He will look around at everyone, look panning from left to right. He will see Angelica and Alina, who he will glance at for just a moment and then move on. He'll see Philip looking sick, having probably cuddled up with a blanket in the middle of the summer and some tea. It looks like he has a very, like he's just itching his eyes a lot.
Poor guy.
He will then move on and see Delnus, you and Mira sitting there. What? Delnus, you and Mira. Mira, you and Delnus sitting there.
No, I'm telling this now.
Hey.
And then finally, he will look over to his right and see Integrity and Winsler with a tied up Teb tied to a chair or tied to a stool. Probably like in the corner of the room, and he's just like rocking back and forth, and he's just Integrity. You can hear him whispering, "Stone, horned one, stone, stone, horned one, stone. Give net, stone. You do not give stone. You take net, you take net, stone." Right?
Jesus Christ.
And Artist will, after having taken one bite and looked around this room, drop the croissant. We get a very slow motion shot of this croissant falling from his mouth as he looks upon his tied up friend.
Slow-mo, like Mission Impossible 2.
And now I would like all of you to explain what the fuck happened last night, and please tell me what details you do omit. Starting with Artist will directly address it and say, why is Teb here?
So
How do you answer? Just not as like an actual, because it would take literally 7 hours for us to actually go through everything. So just tell me what information you do provide or what information you omit.
Okay.
Right?
I will definitely say that I had a strong feeling that I needed to be in the sewers. Just like I had a strong feeling that I had to be in the sewers. While I was in the sewers, I saw Teb, and he helped me get out of there because I lost my way. And now he's stuck here with me because there's something that he wants back. And I'm assuming that Artist will know what that object is.
Okay. Yeah. Let me look at my list of characters in this scene. 1 second. I need to just process
So
everything.
flipping like
Artist,
50 pages.
I mean, what? Teb just wants his friends back.
Okay.
His only friend is Stone.
Stone, give net.
Stone net give in exchange for Stone.
Angelica seems to be like Alina seems to be very nervous and not paying attention. Delnus seems to be kind of paying attention, but her mind is elsewhere. Philip similarly is like, he literally looks like he's just trying to stay awake.
Poor boy.
I'm gonna sit with him.
Okay, yeah. If you sit with him or near him, you would feel like a very strong heat coming from him, like he's sweating a lot. Serenap.
I'm gonna get like a cold like towel and like
Okay, yeah.
try and help him out there.
You do this while Integrity talks, and if you looked at Angelica, she would be like, she is eating this up. She is living for this.
The tea.
Right? Like this is the best day of her life. So that's what you tell Artist. He will take that all in and then turn and look at Teb and say, "I'm very glad to see you." And he will say, "Tall one!"
So loud.
And yes, he's very loud. He's like screaming.
He starts
in your
crying.
ear.
He remembers me.
That's so
And
sweet.
Artist looks very worried at that. Do you tell him about the net, which you have integrity? Sorry, did I miss that?
Well, it would
Did
be
you say anything
behind
about the
me.
net?
Like it will be very
Yeah.
obvious. Oh, I can be
Okay.
like, and he brought this thing, and point behind and
At the net.
point to my back.
Okay. His eyes would get very wide at that, but he won't say anything about it right
Okay.
now. Moving on then to Winsler, he will look at you and say, "So, were you involved with that last night, Winsler? What happened?" And now, Serenep and Winsler, please describe what do you tell artists?
Okay,
about
well-
what you did?
Well,
What do you
my
admit?
thing literally starts with they came to my room and they were like, "We need your help with something." And I was like, "Okay, cool, I'll help you."
Considering how much information that I tend to omit, but
Yeah?
eventually had to spill the beans to, I'm gonna literally tell him everything.
Everything?
I'm gonna tell him
Like everything that happened,
every little last detail,
including the Celty thing
I-
that you told Serenep and
every
Philip about?
last detail,
Even like the necromancy department
Eve,
stuff?
every little detail,
Okay.
He needs to know.
because I am going to look incredibly guilty to try and soften the blow. However, I feel like if I am going to tell them, now is the time.
When you get to the part where you're like, and then we came out of the necromancy department, and then you start describing the gargoyles, Delnis would begin to like nod and like
She
have a
understands.
very
She's dealt with
like a
this.
very unhappy look on her face. And as you describe this, you would probably see Alina. She just goes like pale as snow and is just like looking down and like not looking anyone in the eye, and you can see like the sweat beating on her forehead, and like her glasses keep slipping down.
Hey, if
her
I'm
nose
going
because
down,
it's
if I'm
just so
going down,
sweaty.
y'all are coming with me.
You always sabotage Alina.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I don't mean to. It just happens.
Serenep.
I think Serenep, in seeing Philip and seeing how this is going, I think she's gonna be very obviously worried about what's happening to him. And so for hopes of maybe finding some, like, to make sure this isn't something worse than it actually is, she would also bring up the fact that, because I think Windsor would have already said that he was there with us, but I think I'm gonna also bring it up, like, yeah, he like fell into the pool of liquid. I got him out pretty quickly, but I'm getting concerned about what's happening to him physically right now.
Okay. Artists will say, I guess at that point when you're talking about he fell in, because that would chronologically in the story come before, he would say, but yes, we can get him checked out just to make sure nothing's wrong. I don't know anything about what you're talking about. I've never heard of any of this. I did not know that there was a room that golems were created in within the school.
Oh, believe me, neither did I.
And then the story continues, and it gets to the part where Winsler spilt the beans about Celty and the tear, and how he's now supposed to go back to the plane of Isethel and deal with the other witch.
The other one.
I think 90% of his artist's like tiredness is Windsor keeps selling parts of his body to witches, and it's just.
I think actually
you
at
gotta
that
stop,
point in
man.
the story, you can see like 7 hairs in Artis's head just go gray immediately.
Well,
This is our dad's worried. It's fine.
and you continue telling your story.
this is gonna have a mental breakdown.
And you get to the part, Winsler, where you start talking about the necromancy department. Alina is like sweating, swimming in her own sweat, and Angelica will speak up and say, and that's where we ran into them, Mr. Artesian. And then we told them where we left you after we saw you in like the tower fire, and then we went and got you.
But what about all them pebbles that you were talking
I
to?
squint at them so hard.
We were just looking at rocks on the way there, Winsler. What are you talking about?
I'm squinting
going to
so
glare at her, too.
hard at these people.
She's like looking at you with the most delightful and cheerful smile on her face. Would you guys like to try to make some sort of check to coerce her?
Yeah.
What kind
I don't
of
make a roll. I just bring my hands up and I just do like the point at my eyes, point at her.
No, just go up to
Like,
her
I'm
and
keeping
give
an eye
her a
on you
noogie.
now. Oh hell yeah! My tall stature will be
Tell
the bully
the
in this. Let's go.
truth.
I'm I'm not gonna do that. I'm too busy tending to Philip.
Winsler, were you gonna try to?
Yeah.
I need you to make what we will now lovingly in this podcast refer to as a buffalo check.
A buffalo check?
Finally.
Because buffalo.
Oh, right.
Buffalo.
Exactly.
What modifier do I add to that?
It's
A
the
buffalo.
modifier, Ben.
Intimidation.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot. That's a 3.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Your buffalo
You're like-
sucks.
You're like, well, actually, we were looking at
I'm not
bubbles.
intimidating at all.
It's like all at once he just hit puberty.
It's like
it
you,
hit,
like,
it hit
try
him
to
like a
s-
wall.
Yeah, you try to like sit up a little straighter in your chair and be like confident, but like one of the legs wobbles.
And suddenly your voice is deeper.
One of the legs wobbles, and it like really catches you off guard. You squeak in the middle of like trying to talk over her. Yeah. Your attempts to get the truth are unsuccessful, unfortunately.
She's
An artist seems to take all of this at face value and will say, so then you both found me or you all came and got me out of the supply cupboard, and then yes, I remember that. And then he'll turn to you, Mira and Delnis, and say, what happened? Did you do anything that started that whole incident
Like the
with
fire?
the tower?
Well,
Yes.
we were looking around the place and we found a lockbox that I think that's where the thing was, stored. And then I touched something and then I kind of passed out and Delnis had to like wake me up. And when that happened, the fire was already a thing. So we just hurried back to our place. And then I tried to talk to you with the sending stone and I couldn't get a reply. And then we were relaxing and then these guys showed up and they were all covered in soot and then they left and we agreed to meet and that was pretty much my day.
Okay. So none of us. Okay. He looks like, funnily enough, very stressed out.
Really?
Gee, I wonder why.
Stressed out?
I don't know. He should be more relaxed. This is
Yeah, he really should be.
Maybe he just needs some more croissants,
I want it.
maybe put a little bit of jam in there.
He does seem like a stress eating type.
Oh wait, yeah, I have to bring up this. I don't know if I already did it in
No, you didn't
the
mention
blanket
Artist
discussion.
immediately gains 10 pounds.
I'm also gonna say, continuing from what, and I'm gonna look to Winsler, and my hand's kind of just like resting on Philip's shoulder, where like I like put like the cold rag. I'm gonna say, following the conversation that we had yesterday about the food magically appearing in my room, time for you guys to meet something or someone. I'm not quite sure. I've talked to it. You'll see what I mean. And I'm gonna go over to the cupboard and open it up where the popping croissants.
You open the cabinet drawer, the doors, and it's almost like a avalanche of croissants pop out, and they just like cover your floor.
Is it just one kind of croissant, or is it like different kinds, like dessert croissants and like savory and blah blah blah?
As the croissant generation has continued, I think the diversification of croissants has increased.
Oh hell
In
yeah!
the beginning, it was just your bog standard plain croissant, and then as it has gone on for more and more hours, it has gotten more adventurous with the generation of croissants.
And that is how
yes.
mutation occurs, everyone.
What generation are we on now?
Oh gosh, it's probably like a little ham. It's a little ham
Ooh.
between a sliced croissant, and it has like some delicious spread upon it that you, to your nose and probably taste, could never identify. But oh, it goes very well.
I'm gonna pick that up and eat it while I'm also holding the jar. And
Yes.
I'm going to say, guys, this is our chef for the day.
What?
Okay, remember a while ago when we were out at night? I'm gonna look at artists for a second and be like, okay, screw it. Okay, remember that time when we went into the kitchen and we got that stuff all over our robes and Winsler tried to get rid of it and it ended up in my fireplace?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, this is that slime. It's been making me food every day. And from what I understand, it is a part of the kitchen work, I guess, for the castle. And so I've been trying to find a way to get back into the kitchen to return this slime. But anyway, while everyone is fully disclosing everything that's been happening for the last little while, it's kind of been crazy. I glare at the two again for not saying anything. I'm gonna say, so I wanted to bring this up. This is like the least dangerous thing that's happened thus far, but I do feel guilty about accidentally taking it from its environment.
It's so cute. So that's how our food, like that's where our food must come from. There must be like all of that in the kitchen every day. Wow. So like, does it have a name?
Well, like I said before, I've tried talking to it, and all I really know is that it wants to go back to the kitchen, and so I'm hoping that I'll get it back soon. But mostly, it's just been making a lot of croissants today.
Thank you very
fun.
much. You
Thank
make
you,
the best
slime.
croquembouche.
A couple of croissants pop out at an expedited rate.
I think it's happy. I'm not quite sure.
I'm glad. It's so cute.
We are good.
I'm gonna now
not
put the
smart.
jar on the table itself so it can continue making them, but now it's not gonna be in my cupboard all the time.
Okay. Artist he's been processing things. It doesn't really, setting up, you don't really feel like he's really been listening to your whole,
Yeah.
it's a kitchen goo diatribe. He's just been like staring at your table, processing things.
I'm gonna hold out
And
one of
trying
the
to, like-
ham ones to his face. And I'm gonna say, to be
Okay.
fair, this isn't the worst thing that's happened.
And he's going to look at you and say, with all of the current information, no, it doesn't seem like the worst thing. I think moving forward, and after he says forward, you hear a loud me from like the courtyard between dormitories,
What
I'm gonna look
the
out the
fuck?
window.
as if okay. You see standing in the courtyard. It's like a rainy summer day, let's say. Like it's not like you guys are in the side of a mountain, so it's not like the rain's coming straight down. But like a little bit of it is blowing in from the wind, and you just see this person wearing very basic attendant robes. They don't look to be very specific, like you've never seen this person before. And they will hold a wand to their throat and say very
Oh, look, a
loudly,
wand being used.
What a boomer.
Wow, wands?
Old person magic.
This does look like this is an older gentleman, yes.
You need to use
Um,
wands to do spells.
Ooh, look
Okay,
at me.
boomer.
I carry
Oh,
a stick around for magic. Back in my day, we all loved magic sticks. Old people.
I have a question. Are you all doing this in person, in character?
I think it's funnier if we are.
Yeah.
It's way funnier if you do it in person.
I want everyone
Make
to
perception
join
checks.
in.
I need y'all to make perception
Okay.
checks.
Oh shit.
This is very important.
Everyone?
This is
Ooh,
very
bad.
integral. Everyone.
Ooh, also bad.
7.
14.
7.
Sex sucks.
Ooh, 21.
Fuck. Integrity and Serenap, you both are, as like everyone's teasing. I think everyone else is kind of like jumping on this, making fun of this dude using a wand. As this is happening,
Is
Integrity and
Artist
Serenap,
joining
you
in,
go
by the
both
way?
Look over
Artist
and
is, like,
see, Artist
smirking.
He like sinks in his chair a little bit, almost like out of shame.
P.S. I am not one of them who's making fun just because I am not really like a strong magical person. So the fact that
Yes.
someone can use a wand and do magic is like,
impressive.
damn, I wish I knew really good magic.
I don't think I would
Okay.
outright make fun of them. I think I would like snore and then look away.
Okay, but Mira's absolutely just roasting.
Oh, what a
Oh
boomer.
hell yeah.
He will say, all students are hereby
Banned. Get out.
Banned.
Only teachers are
Oh.
allowed.
Teachers teach teachers.
all students are called to the dining hall
Okay.
for the final honors of station for Headmaster Underbow. The honors will begin in 15 minutes. Please make your way down very orderly. That is all. And they will lower the wand from there.
I'm gonna look at our group and be like, how do we do this orderly?
we're not gonna go, right? Like, this is the perfect time if there's nobody else around to, like, get stuff sorted, right? Like, I need to go to the sewers for reasons.
I mean, I have
Shouldn't
to.
we go then now?
I have to get, and I look at and I hold up the jar. I have to get this friend back to the kitchen.
And I'm gonna point to
Maybe-
Teb.
Yeah, what are we gonna do about Teb?
We
Ted
can
will
also
say,
put him in the kitchen.
"Stone."
I don't know.
Teb's
Can
house
he
is
cook?
behind the. Wait, Teb's house is like the like sunken hatch is behind one of the shelves in the kitchen.
Oh, it is.
Like you,
Yeah.
you
Let's
joke,
all
but that's
go
where
to
Teb
the
lives.
kitchen. Let's all go to the kitchen.
Maybe we could. Yeah, I guess we'll all go to the kitchen.
What about
I'm gonna
you
check on
guys?
Philip.
I look at the NPCs.
Philip itches at his eyes and like wheezes a little bit, like
Oh no, poor guy.
and is just like sweating in his chair. Alina seems to have chilled out slightly, and will say, "But won't all of our like if all of the other students are gonna be there, won't they notice that all of us aren't there? Mira, right? Angelica, right? Right? Like, and
Alina, now you're worried about getting in trouble?
I can't do the
man.
snappy
oh boy,
thing.
What a,
tried to
So I'm
cover
just
it up
doing
last
what a
night,
that.
right?
shame. What a
Oh, yeah.
shame to
They
get
tried
in
to cover
trouble.
it up
huh?
last
That's a good point.
yeah.
We'll cover it up today.
Angelica will say, yeah, of course we're concerned about getting in trouble, Mira. We're not like troublemakers.
I squint so hard.
Well,
I'm
we
just
could
shaking my head.
always just pretend we didn't hear the announcement, or we can try to get everything done and just see if, I don't know how long this is gonna go. I think if we just, oops, we overslept, we're late. I didn't hear it because I was sleeping.
Oops, it's 2:00 in the afternoon. We overslept.
Being late won't get us in that much trouble, right?
I don't
Artist will
think
say,
so.
I agree with the rest of you. This would be a great time to get things done while the faculty and students are gathered.
Whoa, endorsing troublemaking? Now that's a first.
He'll just look at you, Winsler.
I'm gonna smile with my head like sort of tilted.
Man, if artists could shoot lasers from his eyes, we would have all been dead by now.
We
Are
need
you saying he
we need an
can't? Oh,
emoji on our
shit, I
server that's just artists doing laser eyes.
Okay. So, if that's the plan, then we're all just going to go and bring the slime and Teb down to the kitchens.
Yes.
Well, I'm supposed to go to the sewers, but I don't know if I should go now or later. I guess
Is there a way to get to the sewers through the kitchen?
I don't know. Integrity, you said you were in the sewers? How did you get in?
Well,
Front door.
Integrity, you went in just through like the. How did you get in?
Well,
you answer this question.
Every
You
drain
see-
leads to the sewer.
well, you see, when I got in, it was like, I would like to think, okay, here's the thing. Was I conscious when I went down there, or was I like in a sleepy trance to get
it
down
was
there?
like you were given very clear instructions by the progenitor, like imprinted into your mind where to walk, how to get down there.
Okay, so from like I closed my eyes and I tried to sort of get back into that sleepy trance and start
Mhm.
thinking about how I got down there.
Mhm.
And what is this? Do you have like a spookiest place that has like access to the sewers, Luke? Or do you want me to come up with it? Like, I don't want to just say something like, "Oh, in the necromancy
herbology
department,
department.
blah 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 blah."
What's a cool place to have this?
She cast reduce on herself a bunch and just flushed herself down the kitchen sink.
Oh my god, genius.
You made your way. You like get yourself back in that zone, and you remember making your way to the like just down into the courtyard, and there's like a fountain in the courtyard of the dormitories, right? And there's like a little lever that's hidden one of the, like it's like one of those tiered fountains, you know, and there's like a lever hidden in one of the basins that you just pulled, and it's almost like
It flushed me down?
Not flushed you down, but it opened it like moved a flagstone out of the way for you to like crawl into a hole, and it brought you to like these tunnels which you've been in before that like go all the way around underneath the campus. It's how you guys get in the kitchen all the time, and you just followed that on the path that the progenitor essentially told you to go until you just arrived in the sewers, right?
Yes. So I'm going to explain this to Mira, but then I'm going to be like, but and then this is me like starting to open my eyes and I stare right into her eyes and like, but you have to be careful if you want to go down there because there's a bad snake.
Oh my god.
I'm going to start whispering that part just so
Yeah.
that she is the only one who can hear it.
Okay. And I think everyone's like kind of getting up at this point while you're telling her this stuff, so it's definitely muffled, right? So like it's just Mira, you hear this.
Okay. Well, I mean, sounds good to me.
Are you going to go down there alone,
Well,
Mira?
I mean, I guess that would be less safe, but I also don't want things to be unsafe for anybody else either.
I have
don't
an idea.
Oh!
I am going to cast more spells.
Yes.
Oh shit.
What kind of small, tiny objects are scattered around
There's a lot of
room?
croissants. There's a lot of croissants. Ben.
All right, I'm gonna cast Tiny Servant on 3 croissants.
Okay, this does occur. 3 croissants, little legs pop out of them, little arms. They run over to you, Winsler, and will take their kneeling positions, awaiting orders.
I want the 3 of you to accompany Mira so that she's technically not alone in the dangerous depths
Okay,
of wherever she has to go.
I guess I have a Quasarmy. Thank you, Winsler.
A croissant!
Oh my gosh.
Ah.
I love it already.
Also, while no one is listening, I'm going to tell Mira. Also, before I forget, if you ever meet someone in there, try your best not to make them angry.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Integrity. You okay?
Someone wants to kill me.
Oof, join the club. What happened?
I'm going to tell her the story because, like, it won't hurt to tell
I think
her the entire thing.
I think when Mira says like what happened, you like at this point it's not like everyone's getting up for like 10 minutes and you can just tell a story like that.
Yeah. Just like
I think at this point everyone will have gotten up, and I think Delnus will walk over right after you say what happened to Integrity and will say, sorry to interrupt.
Hey.
Are you sure you want to go down alone?
Well, I guess it's dangerous. I just don't want to like put anybody else in danger. You know, like
I'm. And she'll take a very deep inhale through her like nose, and then look at you and say, "I'm gonna come down there with you because if something like what happens in the tower happens again, then I'm just really worried that no one's gonna be there to stop horrible things from happening to you."
Are you sure? I don't want anything bad to happen to you either. I don't want to like anything to freak you out or hurt you or.
I'm not gonna go to the like honoring service when all this other important things are going on. I'm not gonna go and do something else. And if you're gonna go and be in danger, then I'm not just gonna let you go and be in danger alone.
Okay, thank you so much, Delnus. That means a lot.
Okay. So
Mira, Delnus, and the Quasami.
Hell yeah.
So I assume you all wait a couple minutes before going down into the courtyard because everyone starts leaving their rooms and making their way down into the courtyard and out towards the dining hall, right? As instructed by the man with the wand. Can't believe y'all are skipping Underbow's funeral.
Ugh,
I mean,
Was he good to us?
would
I
I
don't
do that?
remember him being
Artist
good to
approves
us.
of this.
Yeah. Our school dad says it's cool.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
All he's
So-
done is punish us and be mean to us.
True.
Almost
The only
throwing
nice
Winsler
thing-
out of the tower.
Only nice thing he's ever done was offer us a bowl of stale candy.
Really, though.
Exactly. And it was stale.
Mhm.
That's a big deal.
It was like Tootsie Roll
Okay.
Pops.
Ew.
After
It was
a
loser
few
candy.
minutes, and after everyone has kind of left the dormitories, pretty much all the stragglers are gone. Even you all leave to go down at the courtyard. Integrity, you pull the switch. Serenep.
Is Philip coming with us, or is he staying in the room?
He looks like he's like asleep, sitting down, pretty much at this point.
He sounds
Okay,
really
yeah,
sick.
I'm gonna like lay him out on the bed, and I'm gonna use Ray of Frost to permanently cool up some like ice packs, I guess, and just kind of like wrap them
You
in
place
like
some like
just like
frozen towels on him. Yeah.
cold towels, because like he's burning up,
towels.
and that'll help. And
Yeah.
I don't really have like a wash basin to drop him into.
Okay. Yes, that works. And he's just like snoring quietly on your bed.
Good.
Okay. His eyes like shut very firmly and like right. So, you all make your way down into the courtyard. Integrity pulls the lever on the fountain. You all enter into these little secret tunnels. You four and Tab with you? How? Are you just dragging him?
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
Just dragging him on the stool that he's
can
tied
I hide
to.
him under my cape?
If he sits on your shoulders, it might
robes.
just look like you have bad posture.
You some sort of thing like this happens. Yes, you hide him under your robe and smuggle him down into the courtyard. Artis is with you, and Angelica and Alina and Delnis are still there as well. And everyone will enter into the secret tunnels together.
Secret
tunnel. Before you get in, I think Mira, Alina will come over to you and be like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hey,
This is...
you okay?
And she's like sweating and shaking, and there's like tears in her eyes. And she'll like push up her glasses and be like, I literally never thought that this would happen. And I didn't want to be crawling around in secret tunnels in a school. I just wanted to come to school, and like I just wanted to come to school, Mira, and I didn't want to set things on fire. And
Hey, it's okay. Would you like a croissant? No, these are kind of alive. You shouldn't eat that. I'll give you a hug instead.
Oh dear.
okay,
Hey,
you give
my
her
friend
a
makes
very-
good food.
Oh my God, there's a trail of croissants.
Yeah.
This is a lovely scene, everybody.
I'm just gonna carry
And
another
we are
bigger
horrible
jar to
at
carry
crime.
the croissant.
It's like
I'm also eating the
here's-
croissant.
The only reason that we don't get caught is that because although we are incompetent, everyone else is slightly more incompetent.
The reason they're not
So-
catching us is because we're eating the food while we're going down.
You descend into the secret tunnels. You make it to a fork in the tunnel where Integrity points one direction, or let's say
I
it
love One
points right.
Direction.
I knew it as soon as you said One
Integrity-
Direction. I was like, Carla's gonna.
Integrity points right at the fork and will tell you that that's the way to the sewers. Just follow that and take like 7 left turns, and then you'll be there, right? Down like a ladder, and you'll get there. And you can part ways just like that.
All right.
One group heading to the kitchens to do very relaxed things, and the other group heading to the sewers to do very much less relaxed things, is where we're going to end our episode
All
this
right.
Bum, bum, bum.
Wild.
Wow.
Sam, could you do the outro, please?
Oh God.
Oh God.
I believe in you. You got this.
Okay, so the items that I talk about because my brain doesn't work properly:
Uh-huh.
Instagram and Twitter at Trials and Trebs.
Yes.
There's also a link in the Trials and Trebs Instagram and Twitter for our Discord channel.
Discord.
Patreon. Leave us a like and a review wherever you download podcasts,
Yes.
so that we get that good recommendations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, now time to put that in a sentence. Or do you want?
Alright.
Or was that it?
I think
That's it.
That was good enough. That was good.
What I just said.
Thank you everyone for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you
I'm
for
sorry
listening.
for your ears that I screamed so much.